want to sit down in your arms, wrap me in wonder, keep me safe and strong. I want to hear your name and recognize you as my own. Bury me beneath our home.
Hi. Some of you might remember my tree from last year. I love it so much. I have just lights going everywhere, but it's daytime. I had a roommate, buddy, who used to stay with me sometimes at my old place. And I heard him describing the light situation. This wasn't even at Christmas time. He's just like, it's like the disco. I don't only love the lights, but I like them flashing. Some people don't like them flashing. I think it's just an air sign thing. Anyway, so I love my tree, and I'm here to talk about the solstice. Tiny bit late for solstice. Hopefully you're seeing this on the day of the solstice, and we have a new moon on Friday. So it's kind of a combo package today, because it's really special to have the solstice so close to the new moon. And some of you have heard this a million times before, but the solstice is like the new moon of the year. And, the cycles of astrology, which is the natural world, and the cycles of the natural world is based on planting and sowing and harvesting and regeneration. That's kind of the whole thing. That's what we tune into. And when we tune into that, we feel better. We feel like we have, so the thing about this new moon, because there's a lot of cardinal sign energy. Cardinal sign are the signs that are at the four corners of the zodiac. It's Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra. And we have a stellium in Capricorn right now. It's the sun, the moon, Venus, Mercury, and Pluto are all in Capricorn. So that's a lot of Capricornian energy. Love my Capricorns. You know who you are. So there's a lot of cardinal sign energy. And I'm always promoting rest and moving at a speed that feels good for you, and not buying into, the capitalistic, homophobic, misogynist, patriarchal system of work, and not having anything left for yourself, and that work implies your self-worth and your beauty and your magnificence. But with all this cardinal sign energy going into these intense, so just to talk about again, the solstice being the new moon. So this is the beginning of the new year. You can wait until January 1st for whatever God knows reason. It's just like, okay, the holidays are over, which are, a construct. And Jesus stole the solstice and, all that stuff. But really, this is the time. This is the turning over. So there is a portal at the new moon, and this is the new moon of the year. So we have the new moon at winter solstice, the first quarter at the spring equinox, the full moon at the summer solstice, the last quarter at the fall equinox. So with that, if you follow my work, when we pass through the portal of the new moon, so when we pass through the portal of the winter solstice, this is a dying time. This is a deep end of the cycle. And it's beyond the veil. Like the veil is Samhain, which is, the time when they say the veil is thin, the Day of the Dead, Halloween. Samhain is between the fall equinox, which is the last quarter, and the winter solstice. So Samhain is just kind of peering through the veil. We are way beyond the veil now. We are with God, the source, the creator, the creatrix, the goddess, all that is the great mystery. We are with it. We are in the embrace. And so we're about to pass through that portal. So it's the portal of death, and it's the portal of birth. It's the initiation. It's the sacred time. We are right there. And we're also having a new moon on Friday. So, but the thing with all this cardinal energy is it's not only about surrender. I wish it was. I've had COVID or some kind of flu or cold for like over a month now. And I just texted somebody that I'm trying to go for a solstice walk. It's like, what time is it? It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm already tired. Can I go back to bed now? So I wish we could just pedal out, but in a way it's great because we've been through so much. And the thing about this new moon time, this solstice time, and and the Capricorn new moon is that Saturn is unaspected for the first time in like forever. And it means a lot to me because Saturn's been sitting on my sun and my Chiron, but the Saturn Uranus square has really been like the overlord of the last few years, that we've been just going through so much. And let's just take a moment at this celebratory time where we're all so vulnerable to be like, wow, we not only survived, even if we're, my heart goes out to all people that are feeling challenged at this time or just at this time in history. But in a way, even if we're on our knees and even if we feel incredibly humbled, particularly because of that, we're here together. It's really something. It's really something to be both grateful for and to look into each other's eyes and just love each other so much. So anyway, but the Saturn-Uranus square has been kind of as I said, the overlord of this time, which is this like want to run and burn everything down, and like this intense, like internal, like structural, like adherence. Like, yes, there is something that is worth saving. Yes, there are things from the past that have formed us, that are our skeleton, that are our structure. Like, how do we hold that? And how do we stay somewhat disciplined in this like overwhelming stress, So now that Saturn is unaspected, it's like, okay, we made it. And who are we? And what do we want? So I would think about that, if you're going to make, even though I'm not into New Year's resolutions, whether they're for the solstice or whether they're for New Year's, because they just set you up for kind of a, giving up right away. But I think it is good to think about. I was talking with a client yesterday. It's like, how do you want to feel? And putting that as a priority, and then thinking about as you move forward, as you're restructuring, because now Saturn's free. So now Saturn's free from like defending itself of like, there needs to be some order here. Now it's like, oh, now I can make a new order. So like, where do you want to go with that? And it's like, find your priority, basically how you want to feel. I know for me, it has so much to do with creativity. And thank you, all of you who have come here through, the memes. And that has brought me so much joy. It's just playing. And, I haven't had a regular creative practice. I mean, I write all the time, but like every day, like I can't wait to curate and make those memes. And that's the energy I want to carry forward. That's how I want to project. That's my lens. So that feeling is how I will make my decisions. Like, am I going to travel? Who do I want in my inner circle? Like, how do I want my work to look? How do I want my fee structure to be? Like all of that, coming back to this feeling of being this really beautiful, shining light of creative energy and love, which is, so that's my manifesto. So where is your manifesto for this year? There's, I think if you can hear this right, so this is the thing about the cardinal energy. It's real boss energy. So it's yes, I think it's great that we've all gotten super humble. And I think that's a great place to start all the time. But it's like, what do you like, how do you want to be seen? Like, how do you want to project? I believe that you all have really vital things, even if it's for a small circle. See, that's the thing that I think is another huge gift of the last few years, is like, who's right around you? And if you're leaning on the virtual, which I do a lot, although I am really happy with my circle that's physically around me here, mostly my family. Some people have called it a cult, but I love them. and a few other sweet friends that live close by. And but like, so what is your community, and what do you want to give to your community? Like, what do you want to stand for? And so I think with that Capricorn energy, the cardinal sign energy, Jupiter is square the sun moon at the new moon on Friday in Aries. So there is really like, I got something to do, So I want you to, think of what you can do. Like, this is the time, bring the light, bring the warmth into your house, create your sanctuary. If you haven't already, do it. And get super cozy and commit to a practice, even if it's like 5 minutes a day. Commit to a practice. Start today. So a practice that is just like, kind of like I'm whole. And then, and if you need one, write me. And then I just wrote it down. I'm looking. Where did I write it? I had such a good thing. It's like, well, anyway, whatever. I have a million notes before I come into these things, but I'm just going to fly. You're with me, right? So, it's like not really about it. It's this gap. I guess I started talking about in the beginning between rest and a to-do list. Like, what is that in between kind of sweet spot for you? Where, yes, you are being true to your energy and what you are capable of and what feels good, what prioritizes your health and well-being, and what you have to say. So again, I bring it back to the question, like, who am I and what do I want to do in the most generous, loving way that you could possibly do? What is the next best version of yourself that is building on what you've learned about yourself from the last few years? And imagine it in every way, like it's like a glowing snow globe, like this lit up, beautiful, best version of yourself that's in a room where it's cherished and where it's listened to and where the vibrations between you and those around you are strong and high. Do what you can to keep your vibrations high. And like for me, that's been saying no to a lot of things. I don't feel well. And it's also been just, having these really yummy conversations, like on the phone or in person, not just texting with people I'm thinking about. And it's also, I said yes, we'll see, to a couple of kind of random collaborations that people reached out, through my memes. And I just, being in a sense of wonder about what's coming to you instead of always blocking, which I've been doing for a while, like too much. And now it's like, wow, I really emptied a lot out. See, that's the thing, basically. It's like, what are you emptying out? What are you absolutely saying no to? No more. We've been working on this for a couple of months. And then in the spaciousness is magic. That is what the essence of winter solstice. The spaciousness is magic. It's filled with wonder. So give yourself a chance to check that out. If you're seeing this after solstice, like I said, we have this golden solstice new moon window that pretty much will probably go through the weekend, through the actual holidays. So if you're with family, love them. Friends, love them. Let them love you. If you're alone, you're loved. And that's kind of a magic place to be at this time of year. I've spent a bunch of holidays alone, even with my huge matriarchal line. There have been times I've been at some weird place in the world. And yeah, I love those. I love those holidays. So I love you so much. Thank you so much for paying attention and listening to what I have to say. And I'll see you in the beginning of January. Bye-bye.